Is it time to sell your Sport Glide? Let's discuss.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're enjoying the channel and the series of videos. Please like, share, subscribe, leave loads of comments below, and check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. So in this video, I'm talking about, do you know what? Is it time to sell your Sport Glide? There have been quite a few, on the channel, or who have sent me emails and said, you know what? I'm moving on. I'm throwing in my cards, and I'm just going to trade in, and I'm going to go for something else. I know a couple of you have actually just sold the Sport Glide and gone up to a Street Glide. Great bike. I love that Street Glide as well. Not for me, perhaps right now, but it's a great bike. There's no doubt. So when is the right time to move? When is the right time to stay? Do you stick? Do you twist? It really depends whether any motorcycle, whether it's a Softail, a Harley, a BMW, Ducati, whatever it is, it really depends if it fits in with your kind of riding, your kind of lifestyle, and ultimately what you want from a motorcycle. If I had my way in life, I would have a stable block full of bikes, because there would be a bike that would fulfill a particular ride that I want on a particular day. It would be a sports bike one day, it would be a Ninja, maybe a Honda, there would be a Moto Guzzi, there would be a Ducati, there would be a Harley, there would be an Indian, whatever it is. There will be sports bikes, cruisers, there will be scooters, there will be, a Honda Cub, a C90, which I absolutely love, one of my favourite bikes of all time. Yes, shock horror, I ride a Harley, but I like a little step-through moped. But that's the thing. I am one of these people who just loves motorcycles. Yes, I'm a motorcycle enthusiast. Oh, I hate labels, but there you go, that's what I am. But I love motorcycles, I love all sorts of motorcycles. And I think with the Sport Glide, for me, it's been one of those motorcycles that I instantly connected with. And I never had that connection, not as strong anyway, with any other motorcycle, that's for sure. Would I say that I would never ever get rid of the Sport Glide or move on to something else? I can't say that I could say that 100%. All I can say is right now, no. Nothing out there has turned my head. Nothing out there has made me think, yeah, This is based upon where I am living and the roads on which I'm riding. The Sport Glide fulfills every little facet of my riding needs. Nimble enough to go in the bends. It handles fantastically well. I've got panniers which I can load stuff on to, go away for a weekend, carry stuff for the channel, whatever, commuting to and from work. It rides, it's comfortable, and it's still stock. Everything is stock on my bike. I haven't tried to turn it into something else. I know a couple of you have got your Sport Glides and you've made lots of modifications, and all the power to you. But at some level, some have actually tried to morph it into another style of bike. I know one in particular put a big fairing on, and it started to look like a Street Glide. And then they ended up selling the Sport Glide and bought the Street Glide. Perhaps that's the bike they always wanted. Perhaps that's the bike they should have had in the first place. Who knows what will happen in 2-3 years time, 4 years, 5 years time. Can any of us honestly say that we're going to stick with one bike for the rest of our days? Who knows? But certainly in terms of a bike that ticks so many boxes, the Sport Glide and the Softail chassis in particular have done it for me. Do I admire other bikes? Of course. Do I like that Street Glide? Absolutely. Do I think a Street Glide with my kind of riding is suitable? The kind of traffic density which I'm riding? No, it isn't. It isn't right for the roads that I'm riding. Do I still want a better power to weight ratio? Yeah. See, these touring bikes are heavier. In some cases, 100 kilos heavier than your Softail bike, your average Softail bike. So that's a lot to consider as well. The same could be said against Harleys, against other manufacturers. You know, we're over 50, 80 kilos more than other manufacturers' bikes. Especially when you're talking about the sports bikes, you know, the sports replica bikes. There's always going to be something in another bike that's going to attract you to it. There's always going to be a particular bike that will suit a particular ride better than another bike. You'll have the sports tourer, for example, or the big adventure bike, and they will just ride and ride and ride, and you'll be comfortable on them all day. You'll have oodles of power, and that'd be great. And maybe some Harleys are great in that respect, but they might not be great in other respects. There is nothing like a Harley Davidson or an Indian or any kind of cruiser style motorcycle, something that's got a character that turns heads, that is a head turner, that has that curb appeal, that street appeal. Obviously it depends on your style of motorcycle, of course, but I've certainly noticed that whilst we've been riding, you know, Harleys. Certainly noticed that when I had my custom bikes, which I built as well, that nothing beats that. Nothing beats that as a head turner. You know, whether it's male or female, it attracts attention. Perhaps I've got the bike that I always wanted, and maybe you have too. So maybe I'm not looking at other machines, but maybe I should. Maybe I should always keep my options open. I don't know. But this was really about you, about your choices, about your idea of what a perfect bike is for you. Now, is the Sport Glide still the bike that you want to keep? Are there certain elements of the Sport Glide, or the Softails in general, but the Sport Glide in particular, that you think, no, it rides great in the wet, but the tyres can be a bit tricky. You have to be very conservative the way you ride it. Riding in the wet, those forward controls, you do get it's bath time below the knees, that's for sure. You know, you have to really open up the bike and give it a really good clean to protect against you know, corrosion. The front mud guard is a little bit of a nonsense really in the wet, and you get lots of road spray, you know, flicking up in front of the headlight. Whilst there are some tiny negatives, they are overshadowed by all the positive, in my eyes anyway. The Sport Glide has something for everyone. I've always said that. It has something for every occasion, but it may not be the best in every occasion. But then again, I don't think any bike is. And that's why I would have a stable of bikes, a bike for each occasion. I'd pick the best bike for the best thing that I want out of it. If I want a straight line speed rocket, I'd probably go back to a heavy duty ZZR 1400 Kawasaki, something like that. That's a rocket, long wheelbase, ultra stable, ultra planted, straight line down a runway. That's it. Nothing's catching that bad boy. If I wanted something for the track, I'd probably go for a Suzuki GSXR 1000. More likely something like a 750. Probably better on the track, light and nimble. If I wanted something like a 1 litre sports bike that I just wanted to have fun, bit of hooliganism on, I'd probably go for a, you know, well, probably go for a Kawasaki Ninja. If I wanted something that had a bit of European feel, then I'd go for a Moto Guzzi. I love those V7s. They've got a great bobber. That bob is fantastic. I like their adventure bike, their V85 TT. I like that. Would I go for another Harley Davidson? Yeah, I might even get a Tourer. I might just get it, just to have it in the stable, you know. I'd have lots of mopeds and scooters, lots of dirt bikes and everything. There's always going to be a bike that's better than yours at a particular thing. But I don't think there are many that have such great qualities. Who knows what will happen in the future? Who knows next year, the year after? Will I still love the Sport Glide? Will you? Let me know what you think. Please like, share, subscribe, leave loads of comments below. Check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. And if you're thinking about selling your Sport Glide, let me know what you're going for. What other bikes are you looking at? What has turned your head? Catch you again. Ta-ra now.
RevelatorAlf.